Okay, let's unpack this. Today we're tackling what feels like the ultimate spiritual paradox.
It's the heavy question, isn't it?
It really is. We've got this source material that tries to square the idea of guardian spirits with, well, the brutal reality of human suffering.
Right. And that's the real tension. This gap between the concept of some kind of spiritual care
Right.
and the fact that life can be just incredibly hard.
Exactly. And let's be honest about what that feels like. I mean, you know that moment when you're at absolute rock bottom?
Hmm.
You've lost the job, the relationship's over, you're just grieving, and you
Uh,
look up and you just want to scream, "Where are you? Why aren't you fixing this?"
yes. That feeling of abandonment.
That's the one. And this material we're digging into, it nails that frustration.
It does. And it calls that the human question, which, makes perfect sense. As humans, we define love as intervention.
Of course. If I see my kid about to trip, I catch them.
You catch them. If you see a friend in trouble, you help. So we project that outwards.
Yeah.
We assume if these beings existed and they loved us, they'd clear the obstacles. They'd stop the pain before it happens.
If you loved me, you wouldn't let this happen. But that's where this whole argument pivots, isn't
It
it?
does. A huge pivot.
It kind of forces you into this really uncomfortable realization that maybe we've been defining love all wrong.
Exactly. We've equated it with safety. And this text argues that's just not the right definition here. It requires a complete reframe of the entire relationship.
So where do we go from there?
Well, the text says that just because they aren't fixing the potholes in your road doesn't mean they're indifferent. Actually, it claims the total opposite. It introduces this idea that, and this is a quote, your sorrow is their sorrow.
Okay, hang on. I have to push back on that a little bit.
What do you?
Because if I'm drowning, I don't really need someone on the shore to feel sad for me. I need a life raft, you know? Hearing that they weep with me, which is the phrase used, it sounds poetic, but does it help?
That's a completely fair critique,
Yeah.
and it's the logical one. But think about the implication for a second.
Okay.
If they are weeping with you, the connection isn't transactional, it's emotional.
Hmm.
They aren't watching your life like some reality TV show eating popcorn while you struggle.
Right.
They are experiencing the grief with you.
Yeah.
It shifts the dynamic from a manager who's failing at their job to, I don't know, a companion who's just sitting in the dark with you.
So it's about presence, not interference.
Exactly. And that leads right into the sunshine analogy that the text uses,
Ah.
which I know it sounds a bit like a Hallmark card at first. A love like sunshine.
It does, but when you actually break it down, it's kind of humbling, actually. The sun doesn't pick and choose.
Not at all.
It doesn't care if you're a saint volunteering at a soup kitchen or the guy who just, cut me off in traffic. It shines on both.
Right. It's not a reward system.
Yeah.
The sun doesn't check in and
Yeah.
say, oh, you were productive today, so here's some warmth for you.
Yeah.
It just shines.
So it totally tears down that idea that you have to earn this spiritual love or that suffering is a punishment.
The love is a constant. It's our circumstances that change around it. Which brings us to the final tier of this argument, and maybe the hardest one to swallow.
Forgiveness is absolute.
That's the one. It's crucial. The source uses the analogy of a parent watching a child. When a toddler throws a massive tantrum or makes a huge mess.
Or even hits their parent.
Yeah, even then. The parent might get frustrated, sure, but that underlying love doesn't fracture. It doesn't break.
Right. You don't look at your kid and say, well, you spilled the juice, so I'm not your dad anymore.
Exactly. The relationship is fundamental, so the forgiveness is absolute. Because, like that parent, they see the bigger picture. They see the context of your growth. They don't judge you for the stumble.
They're just waiting for you to get back up.
It's a love that exists totally independent of your track record.
So, if we pull back and look at this whole thing, the source material is really just moving the goalposts on us. It's saying spiritual love isn't about being some cosmic handyman.
No, not at all. It's not about removing obstacles or preventing pain. It's about a constant, non-judgmental presence.
It's about the idea that no matter how deep that hole is,
Yeah.
you're not sitting in it alone. It changes the question from, why aren't you helping me,
Yeah.
to something more like, I know you're here with me.
And I guess that raises the final thought I'd leave you with. If this is right, if these beings are weeping with you instead of fixing things for you, does that change how you interpret your own moments of loneliness?